Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We're reading the book Governing the Ungovernable, author Ishrat Hussain, Institutional Reforms for Democratic Governance. Contents, acknowledgements, preface, introduction, historical background, the economy, polity, the society, federal and provincial governments, local government, civil services, judiciary, legislature, the military, the religious edifice, the private sector, administration of justice, the role of external actors, restructuring key institutions, lessons from the experience of other countries, conclusions, acknowledgements. This book is a culmination of my residential tenure as public policy fellow with the Asia program at the Woodrow Wilson Center at Washington, D.C. from June 2016 to March 2017. I wish to thank the President and the officers of the Center and particularly Mitchell Kugelman, the Deputy Director, for providing me this opportunity. The trustees of the Fellowship Fund for Pakistan and Mr. Arif Habib were generous in sponsorship. The following Munawwar Noorani and Zafar Khan deserve my gratitude for proposing and then making this happen. At the center, I wish to acknowledge Janet Sakaz, the librarian who opened up all the resources available at the Library of Congress, Bruce Grift and Bill Kelly of the IT department, Alan Chalice, Lindsay Collins, and Kishna Arul for their support throughout my stay. The participants of the seminar at the center where I presented the work in progress gave me helpful comments. Two of my research assistants, Alina Ali and Hamza Tariq, went beyond their normal duties and responded promptly and diligently to all my requests. Alina did a superb job in carrying out the literature survey and collating the material in a systematic way. Hamza volunteered to help in preparing the bibliography and verifying the footnotes even after the completion of his assignment. I wish to thank my friend Steve Radelet, an outstanding scholar in his own right, who made services of one of his graduate students at Georgetown, Alfare, at my disposal. She worked consistently and diligently on the assignment given to her. Two other interns, Divya Chani and Jamil Liang, came to my rescue during the period when I did not have an RA. The title of this book was the brainchild of my friend Shuja Nawaz, who not only had several discussions at different points of time but also provided some unpublished material and offered extensive comments on the chapter. The military, Lieutenant General Asim Bajwa, Lieutenant General retired Khalid Nawaz and their staff, and Major General Chaudhry Sarfraz Ali made material available which added new insights on the defense forces and their businesses. Three persons among many need to be mentioned for their contributions. Shahid Yusuf was as usual furious in his critique of the chapters he reviewed and commented upon. Mitchell Kugelman not only provided candid feedback himself but also shared the work of the participants of the conference held in January 2017. Robert Hathaway, a former director of the Asia program, took a lot of time out to read the drafts and offered valuable comments. I am not in a position to acknowledge everyone who participated in the focus groups, filled out the structured questionnaire, and responded to my queries and follow up questions. It was indeed a pleasure that a large number of civil servants, active and retired corporate CEOs, civil society activists, academics, and scholars and donor representatives shared their views and thoughts candidly and openly. The work produced her would not have been possible without their inputs. Ali Sarfraz and Waqasul Hassan deserve special mention for getting me the missing data on government employees and following up on the questionnaires. Naseem Beg also pushed some of the C100 members and has helped me throughout the study. Ismail Qureshi deputed one of his staff at the National School of Public Policy to make reports of the training syndicates available to me. Saqib Shirani was kind enough to share his own work in progress on institution of reforms with me. Nasir Rana of the World Bank, with whom I had collaborated earlier, was generous by furnishing very exhaustive notes and substantive comments at the inception stage. To ensure consistency of data, I relied upon the State Bank of Pakistan, and Farooq Arbe and his colleagues were extremely generous in preparing the time series on a large number of variables. I wish to thank them for their outstanding work. My intellectual debt to three of my former bosses who are gains in the profession of economics: Stanley Fisher, Larry Summers, and Stiglitz. Joy Stiglitz, from whom I learnt a lot, would always overwhelm me, but my interest in institutions and economic growth was sparked by Dani Roderick of Howard. I have found his work to be both illuminating but also relevant for policy purposes. Thanks, Dani, for setting me on this course. I was fortunate when one of Pakistan's leading visual artists, Naiza Khan, winner of the 2013 Prince Class Award, volunteered to adorn the title cover of this book with one of her creative designs. Despite her teaching engagements at Cornell, she produced several outstanding pieces, and it became really difficult to choose one of them. I am greatly indebted to her for this generous offer and for sparing time to produce an excellent piece of work which has enhanced the aesthetic value of this book. I would like to express my profound thanks to Amina Shahid, Nadia Ghani, and Rahila Bakai of the Oxford University Press for their consistent and continuous support, and to my editor Sunaira Nizami for her hard work and dedication throughout this project. Finally, I have no words to convey my heartfelt gratitude to my spouse Shanaz and daughters Farah and Usma. They have always been fully behind me in whatever I have endeavored to do, even at the expense of their own inconveniences. Shanaz not only relocated twice during this period but took care of all the daily chores and allowed me complete space and freedom to concentrate on my work. Farah and Usma were both interested in my work but equally concerned about the long hours I was putting in and the travels I was undertaking. I felt guilty that this project kept me away from spending more time with my adorable grandchildren. This book would not have seen the light of the day without their love and support.